Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jamuna Tira Punachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. 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 Jai Sri Sri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Radha Damodara Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Radha Govinda Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Radha Gopinath Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Radha Shama Sundara Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Jai Sri Sri Krishna Balaram Ji Ki Jai. Jai Prahlad Narasimhadev Ki Jai. Jai Panchatattva Ki Jai. Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So we're continuing our study of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the third canto, chapter 24, entitled The Renunciation of Kardama Muni. And today's verse is text number 7. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayo Mudirayet Nashta Praes Vabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Sigurun Dinatarinam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Avadayam stada vyomni Vaditrani Ganagana Gayanti Tam Smagandharva Nityam Japsara Somuda Avadayam stada vyomni Vaditrani Ganagana Gayanti Tam Smagandharva Nrityantyapsara Somuda Avadayam stadavyomni Vaditrani Ganagana Gayanti tam smagandharva Nityam chapsara muda. So, okay. Avadayan sounded. Tada, at that time, Vyomni, in the sky, Vaditrani, musical instruments, Gana Gana, the rain clouds, Gayanti, sang, Tam, to him, Sma, certainly, Gandharva, the Gandharvas, Nityanti, danced, Apsarasa, the Apsaras, Muda, in joyful ecstasy. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. At the time of his descent, that's the Lord, at the time of his descent on earth, demigods in the form of raining clouds sounded musical instruments in the sky. The celestial musicians, the Gandharvas, sang the glories of the Lord, while celestial dancing girls known as Apsaras danced in joyful ecstasy. So this verse is very appropriate for us because we do the same thing every morning. When the Lord makes his appearance here in Timishwara, we sing and we dance. Right? And we sing happily and we dance joyfully. Whenever the Lord makes his appearance, people sing and dance joyfully, as is confirmed here in Srimad Bhagavatam, and as we do every single morning. We're celebrating every single morning the appearance of the Lord. That's what it is that we're doing. It's not some ritual. It's not some process to make advancement. It's glorification of the Lord. And through that loving glorification, by singing from the heart and dancing joyfully to celebrate as a celebration, that's how we make advancement. So let's go to the next verse because it's the same continuation. Petu sumanaso divya ke charair apavarjita praseduscha disha sarva abhamsi cha mamamsi cha. At the time of the Lord's appearance, the demigods, flying freely in the sky, showered flowers. All the directions, all the waters, and everyone's mind became very satisfied. That's exactly what happens in the morning also. We offer flowers to Prabhupada, and in most temples we offer flowers to the Lord as well. So flowers are being offered. The demigods are flying freely in the sky. You may not be able to see them, but they're there. And all the directions, all the waters, and everyone's mind became very satisfied. And that's what happens here also, every day. Everyone's mind becomes happy and satisfied. And everything, all the directions, all the waters, everything becomes satisfied at the appearance of the Lord. So these are the truths that we're experiencing every single morning. If you're conscious. Of course, you may not be conscious. There's such a thing as Krishna unconsciousness, where I just go through everything by rote, just as a ritual, just like automatic pilot, like a robot, and I think I'm making advancement. But that's not our process. Our process is to be jubilant, to glorify and to celebrate the appearance of the Lord, which is the true process. And we see that whenever the Lord appears, even in different yugas, this is going on. And even here in Timisoara, it's going on every morning. Srila Prabhupada's purport. It is learned herewith that in the higher sky, there are living entities who can travel through the air without being hampered. Although we can travel in outer space, we are hampered by so many impediments, but they are not. We learn from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam that the inhabitants of the planet called Siddhaloka can travel in space from one planet to another without impediment. They showered flowers on the earth when Lord Kapila, the son of Kardama, appeared. So herein, from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're learning about the universe, about the higher planetary systems, and about the living entities that inhabit the universe in the higher planetary systems. This is a completely different perspective of the universe than what you're taught in the schools. The education system teaches you a mechanistic explanation, a mechanistic model of the universe. And the basis of everything is dull matter. Matter is the basis and foundation of everything in the universe according to their understanding. According to the Srimad Bhagavatam, consciousness is the foundation of the entire universe, and everything goes on by consciousness and by the will of the Supreme Lord. So there's a vast difference in being what we're taught since we're children, and what we're being taught now in the awakened state. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya said, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. Wake up, sleeping souls. Wake up, sleeping souls. The Lord has appeared. The truth has come. Wake up. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. How long? Kota Nidra. How long will you sleep? Jao Maya. Go away, Maya. Pisachira. Maya is like a witch. Pisachira Kole. And we're in her lap. Kole means lap. In the lap. How long will you remain in the lap of the witch called Maya? Well, that's up to you, how long you want to remain, So, the truth will set you free if you accept it. If you have doubts, then you remain still in bondage. If the truth doesn't set you free, it means you're not accepting the truth. If you have doubts, it means you're not understanding. And it means that your faith is misplaced. We either put our faith in the pure devotees, in the rishis, in those who have mystic powers, in those whose intelligence is vastly superior to anything else that we've come across, or we have faith in these mundane speculators who have no good habits, They eat anything. They're always intoxicated. They're presenting themselves as knowledgeable when actually they're fool number one. And they do everything for money. They're all purchased. So they teach in the university what they're paid to teach. This is a textbook. This is what you teach. You get your salary. If you go beyond that, what happens? If you start teaching something that's not in the text and that's not in the syllabus, what happens? They kick you out. Without pay? That's it. They cut off your life support, the money. It's a contract. You play the game our way or we kick you out. That's the reality. Yeah. But here we don't have any contracts. This is completely voluntary. You come by your own free will, you stay by your own free will, and you leave by your own free will. They say this is a sect, but here you can come and go freely. The university is a sect. You sign your life away, or you get kicked out. Same with the army. You sign your life away. And if you don't perform according to the army regulations, they don't just kick you out, they throw you in jail. They court-martial you, and you're in jail for the rest of your life. They charge you with treason, acting against the interests of the state. This is reality in the material world. And Prabhupada is coming to show us what is reality in the universe, the universal reality. And this reality is simply a charade. It's not real. You're being controlled. You're being controlled what to do, what to buy, what to believe. Right now, the United States controls the air. Everything in the air, they control it through the Global Positioning System, GPS. They control everything through the air, and the GPS is controlled by the Department of Defense of the United States. They control everything on the ground. You have red lights. You have this. You have to drive on this side. Everything is controlled. You have to buy tickets to, travel by train or bus or whatever. They control everything on the ground. They control the education system, as we just discovered. Because if you don't teach what they tell you to teach, they kick you out with no money. So they're controlling everything. We're all controlled. But they give you the false sense of free will. You have freedom to choose. You choose our way, and or you choose to go to jail, or be laughed at, or be ridiculed. Those are the two choices. That we're being bombarded on the television and the signs, billboards, what to buy, what's good, what's bad, what's the fashion. You have to wear this year because it's the fashion. If you don't wear it, then you're like, what's wrong with you? You're old-fashioned. They make fun of you and laugh at you. This is the world that we live in. And they pretend that it's a democracy. At least with communism, up front, it's a dictatorship. But democracy is they pretend that you have freedom of choice when actually you don't. They pretend that you have freedom to choose any candidate, but both those candidates are controlled by the corporation. They're controlled by money interests. They get the money for their campaigns by certain corporations, and they have to sign an agreement. If you win, then you have to put this through as law, and put that through as law, and put everything else through as law, which benefits the corporations, doesn't benefit the people. They give you a free choice to choose to be in the European Union or not. Everybody I've spoken to didn't want to be in the European Union, but yet we're in somehow or other. The politicians got bribed, and they're saying it's a great thing, we should go for it. And every time I ask, whatever country I go to, like Slovenia, Croatia, Romania, I ask, are you better off now or were you better off before? They all say they were better off before. Okay, what do you say?
I say that we are better off now.
Yeah, in what way?
In the way that if you want to get out of the country, you don't need to stay 3 hours at the customs service.
Okay,
You have to drive the persons there to let you out already.
okay. So it's a different way of controlling you. We give you the illusion that you're free. We give you the illusion of the free. You still have to get a visa, only if you're in Europe. But any other country, you have to get a visa. You have to go to the embassy. You have to get that visa. You have to pay the money. Then they fingerprint you, take your photo, everything. This is freedom. You know, in Latvia, they have 2 passports. In Latvia, you can choose to have a Russian passport, or you can choose to have a European Union passport. If you choose to have a European Union passport, then you can go freely in Europe. But to Russia, then you need visas and this and that. Now, most people in Latvia have Russian ancestry, so a lot of them choose Russian passport. It means now you can go freely into Russia, but you need visas to go anywhere into Europe. So they have to decide, which passport do I want? Where am I going to go? It's the strangest system I ever heard of in Latvia. So we think that we're free, and we think that we're in a better situation. But the best situation is to leave this whole material world and go back home, back to Godhead, where everything is Sat Chit Ananda, full of bliss, full of knowledge, full of freedom, full of love, where every word is a song and every step is a dance. And we're trying to relive that here, where every word is a song every morning as the Lord appears, and every step is a dance as we sing and dance to celebrate the Lord's appearance. And every thought is a thought of love. Love for the Supreme Lord, love for the Vaishnavas, love for the Shastra. And every act is an act of devotion, devotional service. So Prabhupada has reproduced the spiritual world for us here in this material world. And you can see the difference. We come here, we dress differently, we behave differently, we act differently, we sing, we dance, and at the end we change our clothes, go out into the material world where no one sings and no one dances. No one glorifies or celebrates the appearance of the Lord. No one is acting in devotional service. It's a very stark contrast. And they tell you lies and present the lies as science. Science used to be a method. They used to call it the scientific method. You have a hypothesis, you make some experiments, you do some observations, and you come with a conclusion, and then someone else has to verify it, and other people all over the world, they verify it, it becomes a theory, and then it becomes a fact. That's not what happens today. Today you have science with a capital S, and it's a religion, and the scientists tell you what it is. You either accept it, and you go through the university, get your degree, or you don't accept it, and you're considered a fool, an imbecile. You don't understand anything. We ridicule you. We tell you you're stupid. That's reality, this material world. So-called science. They've just taken over the position of what religion had taken over. I'm talking about religion, not spirituality, where they had the high priests who controlled everything that you did, and if you didn't do it, you were excommunicated and you'd burn in hell forever. And if that wasn't good enough, we'll put you on the rack in the Inquisition, and we'll get you in this life too. So now science has taken over that situation. They've made everyone a slave. How many people think they have freedom? Okay, nobody. Everyone's a debt slave. You're all in debt. You can't do what you want because you have to stay at that company. You have to keep working for that company because you have debts. You have to pay those debts every month. And if you don't pay the debt of the car, they take your car away. If you don't pay the debt of the house, they take your house away. If you don't pay your monthly bill for the telephone, they take that away. So you're forced to work to make, just to have what's normal, a house to live in, a vehicle to go from A to B, and a thing for communication, a telephone. You're controlled by these things. And if you don't play ball, they kick you out onto the street. Everybody is just 1 month away from being homeless. If you go to work today and they say, I'm sorry, we don't need your services anymore, it's frightening. Right, Valentina? Then what you will do? You will apply for another job, but then they ask, what's your reference? Well, you go back to the first company. Can I have a reference, please? Yes, she was dismissed. She didn't do good service. We didn't like her. That's your reference. You're finished if you don't play the game. So we willingly accept to be slaves. Debt slaves. It's a new way of controlling people. The old way didn't work so well. You walked in with an army, you killed a few people, and you controlled them by force, but then they gathered their resources, and there was a revolution, and they overthrow everybody. But at least you knew what was going on. They're trying to control you. So now it's the illusion that you have freedom. You're not controlled, but actually you're controlled even more. And you voluntarily accept slavery, debt slavery. And they came up with the most powerful weapon known to mankind to control people and to bring them into the bondage of slavery. That weapon was developed in the 1950s, and it was called the credit card. Oh, you don't have the money? You want to live like the rich people? No problem. Here's the credit card. Just spend it to your heart's content. Get everything that the rich people have. But now you're a debt slave, and they're going to charge you so much interest that you can never pay it off without doing complete tapasya. Living like a rishi in the woods to save enough money to finally pay it all off. But then what happens if you pay it all off? Then in the mail you get free offers. Another credit card, pre-approved. 0% interest for 12 months. They're going to entice you back in again and again and again. After those 12 months, it's back up to 25% interest. 1/4. So you end up paying 400% more for these things than the rich people who pay cash. We're slaves. We're fools. We're being manipulated. Right, Valentina? So we may think that we're better off, but we're not really better off at all. Unless we take to this process of Krishna consciousness and accept the teachings of reality and truth, then we're better off. You can go to your work today, and I suggest that you ask a question to all your colleagues. Ask them this: do you sing and dance every morning before going to work? See what they say, because you can say, well, I do every morning. Singing and dancing joyfully. So here Prabhupada is saying that it is learned herewith that in the higher sky, that means the higher aspects of the universe, there are living entities who can travel through the air without being hampered. We are hampered so many ways by so many impediments, but they are not. We learn from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam that the inhabitants of the planet called Siddhaloka can travel in space from one planet to another without impediment. They don't teach you that in the university. They never heard of Siddhaloka. They're wondering, are there aliens? Are we alone in the earth? In the universe? Are there others? So far, we have no evidence that there's life anywhere else. Some people believe there is, but we have no evidence. Anybody ever heard of SETI? The search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's been going on since the 1980s, 80s, 90s, almost 40 years now, 36 years. They haven't found anything. They're sending out communication, expecting to get some sort of response. Nothing. Zero. But so they come to the conclusion that, well, there's so many planets out there, it's got to be life. We can't be unique. Why? Because if we're unique, if we're the center of the universe and there's only life here, then the Bible's correct, then the religionists are correct. That can't be the fact. We can't tolerate this. We got to prove them wrong. And you spend billions and billions and billions of your hard-earned money trying to prove the truth to be false. And we willingly go along with it. And if you don't go along with it, your colleagues say that you're strange. But Srila Prabhupada, he accepts this. No problem with him. And he just says, look, I accept my authority. I have faith in my authority. You accept your authority. You have faith in your authority. It's all just a matter of faith. No one has done any experiments to prove their position, what they believe. They're just accepting it blindly because it comes from someone who says that I belong to science with a capital S. So we have blind faith, andavishwas, that believes this thing. And then we have shraddha, faith based on knowledge, based on what Prabhupada's telling us, and based on experience, because we can experience the hand of God in our life if we're Krishna conscious. If we're Krishna unconscious, we're going to miss it. And I remember Prabhupada telling very clearly in LA, in Los Angeles, 1975, when I was there, he said, don't be Krishna unconscious. First become conscious. Then you can become Krishna conscious. So first become conscious. Then you can become Krishna conscious. Don't be unconscious. It won't help you. And don't be Krishna unconscious. Just go through the motions like a robot. That won't help you either. You have to be fully conscious, fully blissful, dancing and singing in ecstasy, as we did today. This is what we're presenting to the world. The truth, joyfully dancing and singing. This is the knowledge, the wisdom of the greatest sages and saints throughout history. And people think we're crazy. They actually think we're crazy. Because if we went to work dressed as we are today, then they were 100% you're crazy. And you'd be dismissed from the job. So you have to conform to their way of thinking in order to exist. And we think that we have freedom. Any questions? Yes.
What does it mean to be conscious? And what Srila Prabhupada wants to say by saying first we have to be conscious as after that Krishna consciousness.
First, you have to be conscious. It means you have to be aware. You have to have awareness that we're dealing with Krishna. We're dealing with reality. We're dealing with the truth. Krishna is a person, and I'm doing devotional service to another person. It's not that I just do this automatically without thinking. I just do it automatically with no feeling. That's why I use the word robot. You can get a robot to do tasks, but there's no thinking, no feeling. So we don't want to become like that. So first become conscious, be aware that I'm the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, and I'm practicing devotional service to him, and he is accepting. So first become conscious. Then you can become Krishna conscious. Any other clarification required? I'm here to do my best to assist you in coming out of the fog. You know, in Vrindavan, where we live, in the winter, fog comes. And sometimes the fog is so thick, especially at night when the sun goes down. And I remember we did one program at one temple, and then to go home, we couldn't see more than 2 meters in front of us. We got lost trying to get home. So when you're in a fog, you just can't see where you're going. You just don't know where you're going. You get lost completely. And everyone is in a fog. So that's the reality of the material world. Any other questions? Last chance. Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hari Hari Bol.